Yeah, I'm saying not the free call. The free call only works for US.
Yeah, okay.
It's 310-878-2626.
Thanks, Derek. Okay. All right. So in terms of what we're going to do now, we'll do some more Q&A, but then we really want to move into the product demo itself. So Thomas says, can we email our partner specialist? Of course, Thomas. Stone asks, for an end user using online backup, must he/she open another account for benefits from Collaborate? Stone, out of the gate, yes, that'll be the case, but look out in coming months for automatically linking Collaborate and backup accounts, so there is no manual step. And for all intents and purposes, you'll have one cloud-based ID that you can use across all of our products. Thomas says, wow, exclamation mark, this product is fully baked, great product features. Wait until you see the demo. Samuel writes, can you address security and HIPAA requirements? Samuel, we can. We'll tackle that as we go through the product. From a HIPAA standpoint, though, the most important consideration is still backing up of that data and archiving of that data. So remembering that the major reason why HIPAA intersects with the cloud is because any business with EPHI, electronic protected health information, has to A, store all of that data for up to 7 years, B, keep digital encrypted off-site archives, for which online backup is really the ideal technology. That doesn't change with this. So even if a medical business, for example, we're using this to collaborate, so long as we're backing up that Collaborate with SOS's backup tool, that would really be the prime way of adopting these technologies.
There's also heavy permission controls that will restrict user access as designated by HIPAA.
And audit controls as well, which is really important. So let's actually flip to that and see the product in action. Hopefully my screen follows along. Yeah, Google is promoting its web store aggressively in the browser. So we're logging in now to an SOS branded instance of Collaborate. Actually, Derek, why don't I turn that over to you? And that's an important point, is that the branding engine is similar to what you're used to from SOS. So everything can be completely white labeled. What we're going to look, What we're going to look at today is an SOS branded instance, but we can rebrand this. It'll run through the same process. You'll enter an agreement with us to resell Collaborate. We'll then send you through our partner delivery team, PDT. That process will take, at the beginning, it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks, and we'll get that down to, it may be because we're at the wrong portal address there. Yeah, so I'll just turn the whole thing over to you. And so that rebrand process will be a 2 or 3 week process at the beginning, and we'll get that down to roughly a week as we have with the core backup product. In terms of, there's a, okay. So one of the things that is really important at an outset from a product standpoint is the different types of users in the system. So we've done a bit of work to actually make the user structure more advanced with Collaborate than it was initially with SOS. There are 3 different types of resellers. We're not going to get into that today, but just so you know, there's the built-in support for a distributor-level reseller, and then for a typical reseller and an affiliate. So that's important. And then over on the user side, we have 3 different types of user accounts as well. Now, most of that complexity is abstracted away. It's represented in what we're seeing here, though, because Derek's logged in, and he's a company administrator. So you can see in the top right next to Derek's name says Derek Wood and admin. So that's denoting that we're logged in as a company-level admin. So this is not what you, as a reseller, are going to see, right? This is what you are going to sell to your customers. So with Collaborate, everything is driven around a company. So we sell a company account, and what that might mean is just a pretty common example is you sell a 5-user pack to one of your customers, and that customer gets 1 company admin account and 5 standard user accounts. What we're seeing here today is what that company admin would see. So you can see the admin tab and these reporting modules at the front end of this. A typical user would not see all of these options. Derek, if you can just click on the admin drop-down. So and go to users, list users. So just at the top end, you can see here all of the people here in our sales office in LA that are using our Collaborate instance. And again, remember, we are looking at this from the company admin's view. As a partner, you can log in as any one of your companies, so you can actually view what they see. So, Derek, why don't you find a user and log in as? So for any given user in the environment, we can then
log into me. I'm towards the front.
Great. So Derek's going to click Actions next to Jeff's name, click Switch to User. And just like that, Derek can now see what Jeff sees as a user, which is, I think, very powerful. So again, you'll notice that in Jeff's view, he doesn't have the admin tab. So his menu up the top's just got 4 things in it: updates, files, collaborators, and plugins, whereas Derek had that admin tab. So you're skipping ahead of me, Derek. Let's flip back to the admin account. Go to the top and click the red. All right, so also as an admin, in terms of user management, we got a lot of functionality. Derek, if you could go to the bulk add user, admin users, go bulk add users. So in terms of adding a lot of users very quickly, we can rapidly add users in this interface. There's also LDAP integration. So if you were deploying this to a customer with 50 employees or 100 employees, you would not have to sit here and type them all out, although you could if you chose. There is LDAP integration for automatic population of the user database. And remember, these user databases are enterprise specific, so it's a little like Salesforce, right? When you buy a Salesforce instance, you get your company environment. Each of your customers gets their company environment, which is very important. We've got reporting modules built into the admin interface, so an admin can see here in the default view, we can see the default report is showing storage usage on the network. There's also then logins, so we can view logins over time. We can view top users. And then if you want to, can you go to the admin reports section? So we've also then got a versatile reporting engine as well that allows you to define custom reports. We're going to see this reporting engine built out even more over time, but this is already, we've already got a bunch of reports pre-baked into the product. Got some question here from Stone. Is it possible to import contact information from an Excel file to create accounts? Derek, is that in this version?
It's not in this version.
Okay, so no, we've got bulk add and LDAP integration, but Stone will take that as a feature request and we'll get that on the backlog somewhere. That's a great suggestion. All right, so now, Derek, if you can flip over to My Files. So again, remembering the product is this intersection of people and files. When I think of Collaborate, I really focus on those the two entries in the top menu, My Files and Collaborators. These are the people I'm working with and the stuff I'm working on, if you will, between them. So here on the screen, Derek's got the default My Files view, which is the main work area of the product. You can see a few different things going on here. Derek, can you just roll over one of these folders that's owned by somebody else? These are all owned by Jeff. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if you can see in the screen, I know it's quite small, but we're currently in Derek's account, and as he rolls over this folder, you can see that is actually owned by somebody else in the organization, in this case, Aaron Jordan, someone else on the partner team. So in my file view, I can see both content that I own and create, as well as content that I'm sharing, collaborating with other people on. If you can see there's a watermark there of two people that is actually overlaid on the icon. That depicts that we're collaborating on that particular product. We've also got other really important high-level metadata being displayed here. We can see when this content was edited, how much content is in the particular folder, how large it is. We'll be bringing other information into that top level, like version history. So what Derek's doing, Derek, if you just stop. So what Derek, actually just repeat that, Derek. So what Derek's done here is clicking into a particular file, actually the PowerPoint we're working on, that we were working on, clicking to view history, which is a version history, and there's your version history. So for those of you who asked about this, we've got the ability to roll back to any of these files from any point in time previously. All right, let's close out of that and let's show the preview function. One of the other the most common use case for a lot of these file types is really just to look at them and review them. So other tools in the industry, like Dropbox, for example, it's a great example of some of the problems associated with Dropbox. You've actually got to download the content. You've got to have the app. So one of the the great thing that Collaborate does is you don't need the apps because Collaborate can read nearly all content. So what we're seeing here is our preview module that's just read the PowerPoint file, converted it on the fly, and now giving us real-time browser-based access to that content. And that's going to work from a mobile device like an iPad or an Android as well. I think there's tremendous functionality, and really one of the more useful parts of the tool is that we have not left the browser here. So now I'm consuming content that I may or may not be able to read on my PC with the apps I've got installed, but I can do it all in the browser. Let's go right back out to the My Files homepage, Derek. So in terms of adding collaborators,